I think we need to have an honest conversation about the term passive income. There are countless people online promising to teach you their secrets to making thousands of dollars while you sleep. They promise you the world. They say it's easy. They say it only takes a few weeks to build magic systems that make you rich. And these people are selling get-rich-quick schemes. They are not teaching you how to build an actual, real, genuine business that aligns with your values and doesn't hurt people. And I get why people fall for it. The idea is incredibly seductive. Who wouldn't want to get rich while putting in comparatively very little effort? I know I would. That sounds great. It's too bad it's a pipe dream, though. It's too bad it's not real. Because I have spent the past 5 years building what many people would call passive income streams, and girly pop, I gotta tell you, there is nothing passive about this. There's so much ongoing effort behind the scenes. It is unreal. Oh God. I think the term passive income is just genuinely one of the most misleading terms in business. I think it is so incredibly damaging. I think it creates just an insane fantasy that is not achievable or realistic. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this myth of passive income and what real leverage revenue actually looks like and how you can build that in your business, because passive income is definitely not real. That's definitely not real. Let's start with the fantasy behind it all, because I think it's really genuinely important to understand why these ideas are so persistent, right? We all want a shortcut to financial freedom. We all want there to be some secret hack or strategy that we can just, if we only figure that out, we could bypass all of the normal hard work that comes with building a profitable, sustainable business that generates wealth for us personally, right? Like, we would love if that were true. It's not, though. It's really not. And I saw this fantasy of passive income, or even worse, so like actual, just genuine, straightforward get-rich-quick schemes so often when I was growing up. It would take me a good 20 minutes to name everyone that I know that has ever tried an MLM. When you are really desperate, when you need money now, when the bills are due now, you are willing to try anything, you are willing to do whatever. And the idea of being your own boss and like having this community of like fellow entrepreneurs is super tempting and insidious and scary. My best friend from high school's mom was really deep into Mary Kay, and it almost ruined their family. It was devastating for them financially. And I think it really all stems from this desire to get more money, right? To escape poverty, to escape your situation, to escape mediocrity, to be someone, to build your own thing. And you're looking for an immediate solution. You're looking for the answer right now, and you forget that actually building a real business is a thing that does not come easy, and it takes a lot of time and effort and creativity and perseverance. You get desperate. You look for the fastest possible solution to get to where you want to be. And as someone that has actually done this, my business has generated 6 figures of revenue for going on 3 years now. And I can tell you firsthand, it's not straightforward. It's not fast. It's not easy. It takes an enormous amount of time and effort. And there is no straightforward path or solution. And if someone is trying to tell that to you, they are lying. They are not being truthful. If you need money right now, like really genuinely, if you need money immediately, building a business is not the answer. You should be driving for Uber or Lyft or doing DoorDash or Instacart or, looking for a better paying job. Any of those things will make you money far faster than trying to start a business ever will. Most businesses are not even profitable in their first year. Don't rely on a business to get you out of a dark financial hole. It's not gonna work. It probably will actually leave you in a much worse situation than the one that you started in. A real business that is personally fulfilling, supports your creativity, and is profitable takes time to build. And I mean years. I don't mean like weeks or months. And I mean, genuinely, I really mean years. Like, you're not gonna skip past that part. No matter what your plan is, it's going to take years. Like, look at me. I promise it will take years. I promise. I have seen this so many times. And if it's worth doing, if you are really passionate about it, if you want this more than anything, it's worth doing right. It's worth taking your time. It's worth not cutting corners and being unscrupulous and compromising your values. It's worth it to do it the right way. So let's talk about what the term passive income actually means, because I think this term really creates some very dangerous misconceptions. Passivity really implies a lack of ongoing effort. That is kind of my main gripe here. Passive income is not effortless because there's actually an enormous amount of effort usually required behind the scenes to set up and maintain that income. The core idea behind passive income is really just leverage, right? You want to break the direct connection between your time and your income. Think about it like this. With a regular job, if you stop working, you stop getting paid immediately. With leveraged income, which is kind of my preferred term, I like leveraged income a lot more than passive income as a term, but I digress. With leveraged income, you can take a week off and still make money. You have not lost revenue. You can take short-term breaks, but you can't really take long-term breaks. You can't quit forever. It might not be truly passive, but that breathing room is still incredibly valuable, and it's notably different than an active income stream like a job. Essentially, you want to stop working for every additional dollar in your business. You want to be able to build a thing once and then sell it a bunch of times with a limited amount of ongoing effort. A course creator, someone that maybe teaches watercolor for beginners or how to, do concept art, might spend 3 months making an online course, but then can sell it for years. An artist, and I know this personally, might spend a month creating a collection of work that gets turned into prints and phone cases and blankets and all sorts of products. The key is that in each case, you're not just creating a product, you are creating an asset. Something that can continue generating value without requiring the same amount of effort over and over again. I want to give you a real example of how I have successfully created leverage in my own business. Over the past 3 months, I have made a little over $20,000 from selling digital products. That is more than I made in the entire year after graduating college. Like, truly wild. Most of that is thanks to my new book, The Creative Entrepreneur's Workbook, but I also sell Notion templates and worksheets and stuff, and that's not even to mention the physical products that I have in my business, things like prints of my art, blankets of my art on them, merch, stuff like that. And I know that you heard that $20,000 number, and now you're thinking like, man, I would love to get to that point in my business. That money would be life-changing for me. That money would be fantastic. It would open up so many doors. How can I get there as fast as possible? Normal to feel that way. Just want to validate that, right? Totally fine to feel that way, but you are kind of missing a lot of steps. That $20,000 would not have been possible if I hadn't spent 5 years building an audience here online, on my email list and on YouTube. It would not have been possible if I hadn't spent like 9 months developing this book, writing it, designing it, doing all of the things myself. There's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that makes that income possible. A lot of unpaid hours that I am only now getting compensated for. With passive income, most of the effort that you put in is front-loaded. And by that, I mean that you are spending months and months and months designing the thing, putting in time and effort, and then you're selling it. And there is a limited amount of ongoing effort that's required from thereafter. With active income, it's not like that, right? You are directly trading your time for money, and so for each additional dollar, you are putting in effort. That's how active income works. Active income, the effort is more dispersed, right? It's often easier to start with because there's, not that huge amount of effort required in the very beginning, but the downside is that it requires kind of the same amount of effort for every purchase or every additional dollar thereafter. With passive income, it's way more front-loaded, right? Now that I have spent this 9 months writing this book, I can sell it, and I do customer service, I do updates, like that is all still effort, but it's much less effort than that initial 9 months. That's really what that means. It's easy to think that it's simple and straightforward and takes no time because you're not seeing the effort. And to be clear, most passive income streams are like this. Most passive income streams do require an immense amount of front-loaded effort to actually take off and be profitable. Let's think about some real examples. Something like YouTube AdSense. It seems passive, right? Like you make a video and then you've made it and it makes money somehow, and that's cool. And it is cool. I like that personally a lot. But Like, yes, I have a content library, and that content library does generate revenue for me regardless of what I do, but the like amount of that revenue changes dramatically depending on how active I've been. I can't just build a content library and then ghost the platform forever and expect to make the same amount of money that I was making when I was at my peak, like 3 years later when I haven't been active in forever. That's just not how that works. I have to continue to create content, videos like this one, which I like doing, to remain relevant, right? To continue to gain traction on the platform. I can't just peace out. Digital products, like the workbook that I made, like brush packs, like tutorials, like demos, very similar, right? You create the thing, cool. You have done the core activity, that's fantastic, but now you have to think about the customer service. Now you have to think about the marketing, the promotion, the sales pages. Do you have any updates that you want to do? Does your product need any changes in the future to remain relevant? The answer is probably yes. The answer is probably yes. There is going to be a non-trivial amount of significant ongoing effort that you will have to put into this product to keep it at its peak, right? To keep it profitable. You can't just set it and forget it. Speaking of setting and forgetting, the last example that I want to talk about is a print-on-demand shop. Because as I was writing the script for this video, I was thinking like, oh, didn't I have an in-print storefront like 3 years ago that I posted a bunch of my art on? And it turns out, yeah, I do. And it's still active. Guess how much money I've made? $36. I have made $36 in probably a year since I checked it last, like at least a year since I've last checked it, and I gotta tell you, like, that's not very much money in royalties, and I have definitely made far more money from in-print on a monthly basis than $36 in a year when I was talking about it actively, right? When I was mentioning it, when I was talking about the story behind my art, when I was actively promoting it in YouTube community posts and Instagram stories and emails. You can't just create something and then peace out forever. You have to actually promote it. You have to build the awareness that it even exists in your ideal audience. And that's really the core thing about leveraged income. The asset, the thing that you have built, that's only part of the equation. You have to actually talk about the thing. You have to build awareness of it for people to even understand that it exists, much less want to buy it. Even though these income streams are not like entirely passive, they are still very powerful. They give you the ability to scale beyond directly trading your time for money. They give you the freedom to take breaks so that your income completely stopping, even if those breaks can't last forever. And they give you the opportunity to help more people, to get your message out there, to have your work in all over the world, like so many places. And that's an incredible opportunity. But people need to stop thinking of passive income as this magic solution. It's not. It's another tool. It's a very useful tool, but it's not going to single-handedly make you rich. And I think putting in this effort, I think caring about your customers and creating content, marketing things, and building a really high-quality product that you actually believe in is a lot more fun and a lot more fulfilling than a get-rich-quick scheme, don't you think?